Children, we are already through with our discussion on conditions of calyx and corolla. Today we'll talk about androecium and gynoecium and the different conditions of them. First, androecium. We know that androecium is the male reproductive whorl of the flower consisting of large number of stamens. And each stamen has two parts, the anther lobes and the filament. The anther lobes have pollen sacs. So overall there are two anther lobes and each anther lobe has two pollen sacs in it. This is anther lobe cut open. And these pollen sacs are filled with a yellow powdery material which are called the pollen grains. When fully mature, the pollen sacs rupture or burst and they liberate the pollen grains. And these pollen grains, which are powdery substances, are carried away by wind, water, insects, or animals and they land on the stigma where they germinate and later on fertilization occurs. Now, this is what a typical stamen looks like, but there is a lot of variation in their arrangement. In some androeciums, stamens are free, whereas in some they are fused. Like we spoke about sepals being free and the condition which is called polysepalous, or sepals which are fused and condition of calyx gamosepalous. Likewise, we have studied about two conditions in corolla, polypetalous for free petals and gamopetalous for fused petals. Likewise, in androecium also, number of conditions are there. So note down the first one, that is polyandrous, but you will write it is the condition of androecium, just like we wrote for calyx and corolla. It is the condition of androecium in which stamens are free and it is called polyandrous. Example is petunia. So condition of stamens or condition of androecium where stamens are free is polyandrous, whereas for fused androecium or fused stamens there is not one term but there are many, because when stamens are fused, maybe we have different varieties of fusion. Maybe they have fused to form one bundle, or fused to form two bundles or groups, or fused to form several bundles or groups. So these are varying degrees of fusion. The first one is monadelphous. What you see in hibiscus or China rose, you will find all the stamens, mainly the filaments here, are united to form one bundle. These are the anthers which are free, but there are several stamens, say 50 to 100, and all of them, their filaments join together to form one bundle. Anther lobes are free. But such a condition of androecium in which the stamens or mainly the filaments are united to form one bundle is called monadelphous. You may mark the definition here. Stamens are united in one group by their filaments. So here you should write condition of androecium. They are all conditions. Condition of androecium in which stamens are united in one group by their filaments, but anthers are free. Example, hibiscus or China rose. Likewise, maybe they are fused to form two bundles. This is a typical 9+1 arrangement which we can see in pea plant. Pea plant has 10 stamens. 9 of them fused to form one bundle and one is separate, which is regarded as the second bundle. So here fusion is in two bundles. We also have 5+5 arrangement in some flowers. That is 5 filaments fused to form one bundle and other 5 fused to form another bundle. So varying degrees of fusion also might be there in diadelphous, but di means two and delphous means groups. So when the filaments are united in two bundles, like in pea, okay, this condition of androecium is called diadelphous. Please note down. And polyadelphous, as the name says, poly means many. The filaments are united in several groups. Example is bombax, where you can see several stamens are there and they are fused in to form different bundles. So we have four terms or conditions of androecium here. Polyandrous, stamens are free. Monadelphous, stamens are fused in one bundle. Diadelphous, stamens are fused in two bundles. Polyadelphous, stamens are fused in many bundles. Next comes gynoecium. We know that gynoecium is the female reproductive whorl which is composed of one or many carpels, and each carpel has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma helps to receive the pollen grain. The pollen lands on the stigma during pollination. The pollen then germinates. Style forms the passage for the pollen tube. Style connects the stigma to the ovary and it forms a passage for the pollen tube. Ovary is the basal portion of the carpel, and it is the ovary which may be formed by fusion of several carpels. You have drawn the diagram of TS of ovary in a hibiscus flower, and you can see 5 chambers in that ovary. That is because 5 carpels have fused together to form one ovary. So just like other floral whorls are there, they may be free or fused. Likewise, for carpels also we have two conditions: apocarpus and syncarpus. APOCARPOUS. Note down: apocarpus, condition of gynoecium in which carpels are free, and syncarpus, SYN. Syncarpus, condition of gynoecium in which carpels are fused. So there may be apocarpus and syncarpus. In a syncarpus condition, from outside we will be able to see only one gynoecium, but inside, when we check in the transverse section of ovary, we will find several chambers or locules. And as many chambers or locules are there filled with ovules, that means that many ovaries have fused inside. So for gynoecium, note down the conditions: syncarpus and apocarpus. Now, how the ovules are arranged inside the ovary on a structure called placenta, that is known as placentation. So placenta attaches the ovules to the wall of the ovary, and note down the arrangement of placenta inside the ovary. The arrangement of placenta, in bracket write, to which ovules are attached. Arrangement of placenta in bracket to which ovules are attached inside the ovary is called placentation. It's called placentation.